Dear Mason Bees, I'm starting this letter to you at the end of April 2020. I sit in my studio on the edge of the village of Ogród in northern Poland. I can see the tops of tall trees growing on a steep slope. There was a swamp at the bottom. Now it is slowly turning into a dry rubbish tip. The drought in this part of Europe is severe. Forests and pig bogs are burning. Food will soon be scarce. In addition, we are plagued by strange new diseases, new viruses, which are the result of our cruelty toward other species. Many people die from it. We don't have much time left, and we know it. Perhaps you will survive the catastrophe we have prepared for ourselves and the environment. We will not. I would like to tell you about something that seems to me to be the most valuable of the miserable achievements that we are leaving behind. That something is art, a strange occupation that you probably don't know about. Our particularly sensitive individuals feed on art and cannot survive without it. Look carefully as you fly by the works of art. I hope that you will remember what you see. Pass it on to your larvae. Tell them what they are looking at. When we are gone, you insects will pass the knowledge of art on, maybe even to other species. In the living room, there is a lamp, and behind it, discreetly out of view, there is a portrait. The male in the head is Marcel Duchamp, an artist known for his sense of irony. His humor laid the foundation for contemporary art. The portrait you see is called Rose c'est la vie, Duchamp's female alter ego, a pun on the French phrase sex is life. You know what sex is. Your females are bigger and they decide about your sex life. The male sits on the female's back and vibrates with the muscles of his torso, rubs his antennae against the female's antennae, and his front legs against her eyes. This beautiful photo of Rose c'est la vie was taken by Man Ray, Duchamp's friend, who you should also remember. His tombstone reads, "Unconcerned, but not indifferent." On Duchamp's tombstone, in turn, besides, it's always the others who die, not us. Among Homo sapiens, some males love to pretend to be females. It excites them, makes them passionate and emotional. Only then do they experience their species fulfillment. In the sitting room next door hangs a painting by another male, Max Ernst. He was such a prolific artist. This little picture is called Joy of Life, gigantic undergrowth. Far from being a paradise, conceals struggles of life and death. It seems that we forgot how difficult it is to survive. On the kitchen floor, because it fell off the wall, there is a small sketch. Kind of nothing, but important. It's called Asphalt Spiral. It was drawn in 1971 by a male called Robert Smithson. At that time, we did not know yet that oil would turn out to be such a curse. Because asphalt is a sort of bituminous gunk. There are cars on it, and it is made of oil. Unfortunately, it is the emissions resulting from the use of fossil fuels like bitumen that are the greatest threat to the atmosphere, which keeps everyone, you and us, safe in its miraculous cloak. Smithson was damn smart and invented something called land art, dealing with earth, water, stones, and sun. Something you do every day. Enough of the males. Now the females. Take a look at the bathroom. This is a portrait of Meret Oppenheim. I adore her. She looks like a giant insect. I suspect Meret Oppenheim herself was a walking work of art. Next to her, there is another female I love, Katarzyna Kobro, and her work, Hanging Structure, from 1921, a huge hanging egg. Kobro invented the concept of an infinite space, the kind without end, without divisions, space of energies condensed by form. You know it too. Just think about flying through the twigs of a bush. Next to it is a photo of Kobro herself. Look at her distant, misty eyes. Perhaps they are looking for endless space. Remember Kobro. She had a hard life with her famous male, Władysław Trzemiński. Well, our female artist buzz and resonates in completely different frequencies to the males. I don't want to be unfair, but females seem to be a bit more sophisticated. If you hover a bit lower, you will see something called a urinal, designed to be pissed in by human males. Imagine this work caused a revolution in the minds of humans. The fountain, as it's called, made artists think a bit further and more broadly about what art can be. Remember, you are still in a human bathroom, where females and males spend a lot of time washing themselves in water, donating undigested remnants of liquids and food to a small porcelain bowl, and even looking at their reflection in a silver-coated pane of glass. This was our unstable and unsustainable culture. And now a bedroom. Look, a bed. Something that helps us sleep. A cradle or a small platform on 4 legs. Here, our males often force females to mate against their will. There is a strange painting by Jerzy Nowosielski right above the bed. A male in a suit, which is a kind of package. A female undressed to the waist, suspended, limbs tied uncomfortably at the top. It must have hurt. The male pulls the rope even higher and looks. He enjoys it. He's got his hand in his pocket, nonchalant. I think the girl's skirt is slipping. Next to it, in the same bedroom, between a wardrobe from 1948, yes, 3 years after the end of the World War, in which 60 million humans died, hangs a picture of a sculpture by Louis Bourgeois. The sculpture is called Maman or Mom. Louis said, "The spider is an ode to my mother. Like a spider, my mother was a weaver." Marble eggs weighed down the abdomen. The mother is a tangle, a knot, and in the center of this knot are eggs, her offspring. Maman is formidable and alert. Anyway, why am I telling you about spiders and cobwebs? You know very well what it means. Just look in the basement, or by mistake get tangled in a spider web between blackthorn twigs. The only difference is that you don't build a monument to them like we do, nor to your mothers. You don't know what a monument is? Nothing important. It's just an expression of fear that you will forget something, that's all. We fly downstairs to the kitchen. Right above the worktop, a huge honeycomb image. It is this partner of Katarzyna Kobro, Władysław Trzemiński, who said, a work of art expresses nothing. We have come full circle. I will not explain what is above the sofa. Let it remain a secret. On the other hand, above the TV and the door, there are two works by Max Ernst, whom I have already told you about. The 100 Headless Woman and Human Form from 1931. Do they not remind you of your own heads? I know you have big eyes on the sides of your heads, and each eye is made up of several thousand hexagonal facets. Plus, you have 3 eyes, so you see very well. Those were the times, the 1930s. The madness of the imagination seemed endless. Pictures full of disturbing, menacing eroticism. Immediately afterwards, that terrible war took place. Too much fun for the Nazis. Fucking hornets.